I mean, we will find out because we are learning the game together. Um, I'm trying to remember like the sequence of events last year to help us with the sequence of events this year, but it's hard to remember like what came first. Like when the void came exactly. I think the void sort of came like in the middle of nowhere, like out of nowhere. Like I think we were just chilling. I remember Ryan being like mean to me last year, and it was just like one little thing. Like he just said one little thing wrong, and it like immediately sent me up. Like he just started fighting with me out of nowhere and like being mean to me, and that triggered a huge space codes response. And Ryan, technically, even though he's like eating people this year or whatever, technically has been mean to me a lot, like all year long. And I'm like, I'm not like that was like insanity. Like the amount of space codes that I experienced last year was something I had never experienced before. And it's usually confined within like my apartment or something, or now it'd be my parents' house, but it's usually confined. But last year, I think I've talked about this a few times on here. Last year, it was literally the whole world. I went outside and the entire sky was Star Wars cars. Like, let me see if I can find the scene so I can just show it to you guys. So you guys are like, what is that? What does she mean? Like, you know, the part where, like, you guys are so fucking stupid. I know you're fucking asking me that, like, right now in your head. Like, what does she mean by Star Wars cars? Like, you're like literally that dumb. Or like, the Fifth Element, how the cars are in the Fifth Element, same thing. This part, can you guys see it? Okay, look how the cars are in the scene. You just have to Google Anakin car chase. It's really hard to find, but you see how the cars are flying like that? That's what the sky looked like last year when the space codes went off. I looked up and the sky was like that. Like if I was on the ground and this was the this was actually happening in the sky, that's what I saw. It was like an intergalactic stellar freeway. I hear somebody getting sick. I don't know what they're getting sick about. But anyway, yeah, that was like, wow, that is so. You know why I like this? Because it reminds me of black tourmaline. I don't think it's black tourmaline. Like, I don't think it's the same thing as like coal or whatever. But I used to always carry black tourmaline with me for like protection. Um, but yeah, so the sky was like that last year, and I saw like me move through the fucking the cosmos on Earth. Like Earth was a spaceship, and I saw like if you're moving on a plane, and I think I've described this multiple times, but it's like you guys want me to like over describe things, whatever, like because you can't grasp it. But it's just like if you're in like a vehicle and it's moving, but the vehicle is Earth, and the Earth is moving through the atmosphere, and you can see it physically moving. It was like that. And when I looked down, it was hell. So like the ground was covered in like all of these like creepy, hellish sayings, and there was like all of these Freddy Kruegers on the ground. It was just like covered in like all these different types of Freddy Kruegers and like all of these creepy sayings or whatever. And then when I looked up, it was heaven, basically, and when I looked down, it was hell. And it was just like I had never had space codes like that. Okay, like I have had like experiences like outside, but nothing like that before. Nothing like that, where it was just like literally fucking so cool. And I was like, I need to do whatever I need to do to get this to happen 24 hours a day. Because this, what's happening right now with this 3D fucking universe is bullshit compared to what that was. And Link was in the sky. There was two Links in the sky, and he was like in like two hot air balloons. So like one Link in one hot air balloon, another Link and another hot air balloon. And he was like talking to me like they're all on strings and it's all coded. So what are you afraid of? And he was humongous. Um, Quite a lot of energy in those two Links. And yeah, it was like so, and like the sky was like literally a screen. It was just literally like a whiteboard. Like, like on Aaron Dowdy's podcast, how he always has that whiteboard. It was like, that was the whiteboard, was the screen. I was just like, this is so fucking rad and so fucking cool. Like, I hate 3D Earth so much for doing this to us. I thought that was going to be like 14 minutes. It's funny how my timing is like off when I do these videos. Like that's how like stupid like women are in corporate America. Like they ask you to like over explain literally everything and they ask you to like Google things for like, no, I don't know what you mean when like Anakin in the Star Wars sky. I've never seen Star Wars. I don't know. How would I go about finding that online? Could you help me with that? Like you, like the fucking idiocracy of your stupidity shines before you, and it's like so maddening to people with intelligence that like we really just do not want to participate in 3D reality like whatsoever, like literally at all anymore. And yes, it is all of my husbands and all of my wives, okay? Like we can't freaking, and it's all of my court, it's all my platonic court too. It's like we can't fathom your absolute stupidity, or like that you like, and it's like embarrassing. It's like so embarrassing, like when it's actually me, like when you talk to actually me like that. It's like now it's the secret's out, everyone knows I'm God, and like you guys have kind of known for the last 7 years that I was at least the special, like extremely special. And like how embarrassing for you, like literally how fucking embarrassing for you to like act like that with literal God. It's just crazy. Like, oh, but like with the jealousy overload, and like, oh, you do it because it's a jealousy overload. And it's like, no, that's literally so embarrassing for you that like you act like that with literal God, like actually literal God. Like you let your jealousy consume you that much that like, oh, she's so pretty, like that you have to act like a complete freaking like jerk just because you're so freaking jealous, and it's literal God. Like she literally could grant all of your wishes, but instead you're like, no, I'm going to be jealous. Like it's just so embarrassing. It's literally so embarrassing for planet Earth. Like, um, this would be so much nice. Like I have to walk like 3 miles to get a cigarette. Like you guys are like so cool. You'll like do anything to deny that this is happening on planet Earth. You're just like, it's amazing. Yeah, so I didn't like plan this on like purpose. Like people were like, "Oh, are you gonna do like Instagram next? Like, are you gonna do Instagram lives next?" Like, you guys actually think I planned this? Do you think I planned this? Like, I have my years planned. Like in year 2022, I'm gonna post on TikTok and become TikTok famous. Then I'm going to take a year off and I'm going to work and I'm going to check the office and make sure it's in the office. Then in 2024, I'm going to have a YouTube show. Like, do you guys think I actually do that? Like, you know, it's like bizarre to me. But anyway, so no, I don't know if I'm going to actually do this on Instagram because I don't want to, and I I didn't even want to, I don't even want to do this. I do not want to do this. This is against my will. Okay. I belong in a nice hotel by now with, you know, compliments of my handler. Okay. I don't need to be doing this. I shouldn't have to be doing this. Okay. It's making my energy extremely crazy and it's making me extremely angry. I shouldn't be doing this. I should have all of my vapes, all of my wine, all of my friends, all of my lovers and my castle. I should be living in Central Saint Martin's. I should be living in that's my old college that I used to go to. I should be living in Mont Saint Michel, not Central Saint Martin's. I don't want to go back to freaking art school. Okay. Um, you guys want me to like okay like you like oh tell us the story what happened at Central Saint Martin's. Like there's like all these different like I met Cuba when I went to Central Saint Martin's. It's in London. It's a school in London. It's an art school in London. And my dad was nice enough to let me attend my own school that I made up with my own mind. I mean, do you hear yourselves? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're so fucking stupid. They're like, oh, well, she should be grateful. Yeah, it's a school that I invented with my own mind. I own the entire earth. Um, you guys want me to talk about meeting Cuba? I was going to Central St. Martin's and which is in London, and I went to a party one night. I think it was a Wednesday night. It's weird that I would remember the day of the week, but I believe it was Wednesday. And at this party, there was like this really cute Italian guy there, like from Italy. Like they're actually like Italian in Europe. Like they're actually from the country. It's not like America where we say we're from the country and we've never been there and we have an American accent. It's a little different in Europe, but so there was like this Italian guy at the party and you know, being an American girl, you kind of just like hang back and you like kind of just like hang around him and then like you hope he talks to you. I mean, unless you're an ugly chick, like ugly chicks are a little different and like ugly chicks go like full on and like go after the dude and whatever and like do all these like desperate like things to like get his attention and stuff like that. Like ugly, like you know, like doesn't have a good attitude, like most men don't like her, anything like that, like then the girl will like be desperately going after you, but an American girl. But you know, if you're like a really pretty American girl like I am, you kind of just like chill and then you just like wait for the dude to like take initiative. And um he left the party, right? He left the party and I was just like confused. I was like, what what do I what did I do wrong? Like why didn't he come over and talk to me? And I was talking to a British girl because I was in London. Wait, where was she again? I was in London. Okay. And so I talked to this British girl at the party and I told her what happened. And she was like, no, 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 no. She's like, you're the American dream here. Okay. Like, you are the gold standard. Like, you are like what every single guy wants in this entire place because you are the American dream. So you just have to go up to the guy. You don't have to do much. I'm not saying that you have to do much, but just go up to him and just be like, hi. And like, that's it. And then he'll marry you. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, we don't really do that in the US. Like, we don't really like talk to the dude. And, and, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unless you get extremely angry and you know you're already married, right? It's like, I'm already married to you. Why are you not talking to me? It's really fucking weird that you're not fucking talking to me because we're already married. That's a little different. But let's talk about it since we're on the over explaining stupid girl show right now. So, um, this was in 2017. Was this when I was still a human? Okay. Or a super soldier, or yeah, I think it was in 2017. So it was sort of like when this, okay. So the context with the energy was, I believe it was 2017. It was right when the energy started taking over. I was way in denial about it. I wanted to be a normal human girl. Um, and I was like fighting to just be like as normal as possible, to be honest with you then. So I was in denial that I was the special princess of the universe then, okay? So, because you guys talked me out of it, because you're literally so good at being assholes and being asinine and being completely jealous, horrible people, that you literally talked me out of being special my entire life. And I was just like, okay, I'm not special. Like, give it to Natalie Portman then. Natalie Portman must be the special princess. If I am, I guess I'm not special. I'm not pretty. I'm not special. I'm nothing. I'm not talented. I'm nothing. You guys talked me out of it and the energy took over, okay? So this is right when the energy took over. And I still thought I was a human. And so the girl gave me that pep talk, just say hi to them, whatever. And we got pretty drunk that night. And I barely made like the tube stops like at a certain time at night. And I barely made like the last tube back to my flat. And I was on that tube, and Kuba was on the fucking subway, guys, was on it with me. And like he was standing right next to me, and he had he had his like gym bag, so he was like coming home from the gym, and he was like really sweaty and stuff. Like you could tell, like it was like a regular like Wednesday, so it's like he went to work and he went to work out, and like he was like at the gym all night like that, and he was going back home really late, and for like a school night. And he had his like sleeve up or whatever, and I saw like he had like a Joker tattoo here, and the Joker had been following me for a few years. And I was like, so like I noticed the Joker tattoo right away, and I was like, shit, he's following me again. And I was like, nice tattoo. And he's like, oh, thank you. And I was like, what made you get the Joker tattoo? Because I was like sort of paranoid, and I was like, oh my god, the fucking Joker is following me again. Because the energy had just started to take over. And he was like, I don't know, I liked it, or something like that. He said something like that. Anyway, we started talking, and he was like, do you want to go get a drink? And I was like already drunk from the party, clearly, but I was like, yeah, let's go get a drink. And so he took me to, I think we had the same, did we have the same stop? We either had like the same stop on the tube, or like we're like one stop from each other or something like that. Like I remember like we were really close. Like, but anyway, because I ended up, going and staying with him a bunch, so I only remember like his stop now. But anyway, so we went to get a drink. I don't know how many drinks we had, and then I stayed the night with them, and then the next day I asked him, I was like, will you come to LA? Will you come hang out with me in LA? And he was like, no. And I was like, what? What do you mean no? Like, who the fuck turns down a chance to come to Los Angeles, like basically for free, just like a flight, And he was just like, well, no, I'm studying. He was in school, he was in college to finish his engineering degree. And he's like, no, I can't, because what do you guys call it? You guys don't call it college. I forget what they call it, but something else. But anyway, he was studying to be an engineer and get his master's or something. And he was also a boxer. And so he had to like be be a boxer, and he had like this match coming up that he really wanted to do, and he really wanted to like focus on his match or whatever. Like he had like a life, and he didn't want to like focus on a girl basically. So he's like, no, I'm not going. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, nice to meet you, I guess, and I'll see you later or whatever, because I had to get back to school that morning to Central St. Martin's. And he was like, well, do you want to go to a movie tonight? Go to a movie and dinner? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And I was just like, whatever, like, because since he didn't sound serious about me, since he said he didn't want to come to LA, I was like, whatever, I'm probably never going to hear from this guy again. And literally, who gives a shit? Because that's the way you got to handle it, like a boss. You dumb, stupid bitches. So he was like, well, okay, we'll go to a dinner and a movie tonight. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then I left, went to school, and yeah, and then we went to dinner and a movie. That he ended up actually wanting to go. Went to dinner and a movie, and we kind of just were like inseparable, I guess, for a while. And then he went crazy because Cuba is also Venom. So this is also like the Venom story. And this is like sort of what happens when you date Alyssa. You start to go crazy because you get a lot of codes. You get a lot of space codes when you spend a lot of time with me, when you fall in love with me. I mean, we shared a bed, we shared a life together. You know, we shared we shared our like our hopes and our dreams and stuff like that together and all that stuff. And yeah, and I was with him when he started to go crazy. So it didn't take him long to start going crazy. This is basically what happens to guys that date me. Okay, so this is what happened to Brandon Lee as well. Okay, but I'm laughing because I don't know why I'm laughing, because maybe you guys are wondering what it's like to date me. Did I tell this story on here already? I don't think so. I didn't talk about Cuba and Central St. Martin's. But anyway, so like it was like I think it was the second year in of us dating. I It's not like I haven't seen it before. I've seen like the guys I've dated go crazy before, so I kind of knew it was coming, and what didn't surprise me. So like we were at his apartment, his flat in London, and it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of like they start to have like these migraines, right? Yeah, start to have like these crazy migraines, but like they're literally going crazy with like hallucinating, and um they start going into goo. They start going into goo. It's like goo codes. Like I said, like Tom's really used to it by now. Tom Hardy. And he's always like, relax, relax, relax when it comes or whatever. But when it starts to happen, you don't know it's happening. And like I said, I've seen the men I date go crazy, and I'm just like, when I like see it happening, because I've known since I was a kid, I've had superpowers, and I've had unconditional love codes, and I've had these codes, but I didn't know exactly what all of it was doing until like I gained and garnered awareness the older I got. So it's like he's like flailing like a fish, like on his bed is basically it's basically the picture. So it's like him flailing like a fish on his bed, like twitching and like convulsing and like grabbing his head, and like me like getting all the crystals that I brought on the trip, because I was like really into crystals, and like trying to like fucking calm him down with crystals. And like I think I had like Klonopin at that time, and I was like, just take a fucking Klonopin, like, I'm so sorry or whatever. And so it's like that's like the start of like going crazy, and then like he went like really crazy and he broke up with me, and that's pretty much what happens every time. Yeah, because it's like you either pass or fail. But Kuba pretty much passed, even though he did break up with me. So, um, yeah, and that's what kind of like inlaid in Tom Hardy. And so Tom Hardy also passed. So, um, yeah, they just like go crazy. They just like get crazy. Like they just like literally go crazy. Like you ever like talk to somebody that and they're act and you're like, oh my God, you're going crazy. Like it's like that. Like that's I don't know how else to describe it except like that's exactly what it was like. Oh, and we had a date planned that and he was like super sweet. Like you have to understand like he was like really 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 sweet. Like he was just like the sweetest most romantic guy ever like that I dated. Like he was just like so freaking sweet. So like just like its big teddy bear. Um what was I gonna say? Oh, so we had this Valentine's Day date plan where I was like gonna fly in for like a week or something over Valentine's Day. And that was like I think he started to go crazy like that Christmas. So like Valentine's Day is like 2 months from then. So he was still going crazy, but like we made these plans for like this week or whatever. And I would just buy my ticket to London and I found like a $500 ticket, which is actually pretty cheap to go to London from Los Angeles, I believe. I don't think it was from the East Coast, but it could have been because I'm from the East Coast, so you know. But I think it was from LA. But anyway, because the East Coast is closer to London, okay? So I found this ticket for $500. And he was like, "Yeah, babe, let's go. Like, come on over. Like, whatever." So booked the ticket, and he just keeps getting crazier and crazier, and like he like cancels the trip like a week before the trip or something, and he's like, "Do not come" or stuff like that. And I was like, "Bro, like what the fuck?" Because like I'll pay for the plane ticket, and then he pays for like everything else. So like it's like pretty equal and fair. And like if we would fly somewheres within Europe, he would pay for that flight too. And so obviously that broke my heart when he like broke our date for like our whatever Valentine's Day week, whatever. And I had a panic attack because of it. And Anakin was alerted and kicked my ass for that. Okay, that's what Kuba's saying right now. Um, and Anakin is a few different people. And yeah, so Kuba is Venom. Kuba is my real life Venom. And I had a real life Spider Man as well, like that he's talking about. That's Anakin. And what else? Yeah, but that really broke my heart. Um, but yeah, Kuba went crazy then. I forgot what I was going to say about it. I don't know what I was going to say about it. But anyway, that was, yeah. Well, we can't just feel free, Kuba. We have to, like, work for money, right, Kuba? And Kuba is like people are always like, "Is his name really Kuba? Is his name really Kuba?" And his name is Jakob. It's a Polish name. He's Polish, and Kuba is the. It's like Jake. Okay, like I call him Jake sometimes to piss him off. But that's like the Polish nickname of Jake. okay, is Kuba. So if you're named Jacob, born in Poland, your nickname would be Kuba. If your name is Jacob in the US, your nickname is Jake. Okay? So yes, his real name is Kuba. You can call him Cuba if you want. Like, I mean, because you guys all know him, right? You all know my fucking ex-boyfriend Kuba, right? Everyone's listening, 8 billion people, but you all want to deny it. So I don't know why I told that story, but I guess you guys wanted to hear more ex-boyfriend stories. So that's Coobs. I wanted to say something else about that though, about him going crazy. But yeah, I was really mad at him because that's what I wanted to say. So I was really mad at him, obviously, because like he just wasted $500 of mine and like acted like a complete jerk. And he had just gotten his like citizenship for the UK from Poland, so he had like dual citizenship because like the Brexit, so like he had to get like citizenship. So like he was because I guess because of the Brexit, so like makes it easier to work and live or whatever. I think because you have to have like a visa or something because of Brexit, and so he had dual citizenship from Poland and the UK, and he was like really proud of himself for getting his UK citizenship. And you get like these pictures taken, like they're kind of like they're like like proper photos, like they're like professional proper photos. So we got like all these professional proper photos for his citizenship, and he gave me one for Christmas, and and I like kept it like on my mantle or whatever with like the other pictures. And he pissed me off so much when he canceled our date that I tore up the picture. And he was so angry at me for tearing up the picture. He had other ones. It's not like this is the only one he had, but he gave me one. And he was like um and yeah, it's really embarrassing for Cuba, isn't it? It's very embarrassing for you, Cuba. Like on WhatsApp, we used to talk on WhatsApp because that was like the free way to talk. Um, the free way to talk. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal, to be honest. Like, it's just more of like how to treat someone. Like, didn't you treat me right the entire time after that, Cuba? Except for when you went crazy, so you can forgive yourself. Like, everybody makes mistakes. So, on WhatsApp, he was like, "Can you send me back the picture?" And I was like, I already tore it up and threw it in the trash. Like, it's long gone. And he was like, "What?" He was like, "You're joking." Like, cause he had never like met anyone like that in like Europe, like a girl like that crazy. Like, I guess like most girls would be like nicer in Europe. And like, and, and I was like, no, threw it out. I was so angry at him for that. So anyway, that was like the crescendo. And then, yeah, I never really want to like get rid of my boyfriends. Like, I just want to like keep them around forever. And now I understand why, because I'm literally God. And how embarrassing for you boys when you're like, can't you just move on with your life? Listen, because I would like text him once in a while, like, I miss you. And he's like, just go get another boyfriend. And I'm like, why? Like, why are you so fucking weird now? And it's like so embarrassing for you, Kuba. It's like really embarrassing, you know? Um, like how embarrassing. Like just so how embarrassing for like this world, this little trivial fucking world to like treat like even like treat this abnormal alien. Okay, like I'm an alien, like treat this abnormal alien with like all these sweet and cool powers like a normal human, like like it's just so weird. And then like oh, she just turned your girlfriend into a rubber doll and just laughs about it afterwards. Like, yeah, of course I'm going to turn your girlfriend into a rubber doll. Like, what are you doing? You know? I mean, I feel it when I talk on here. I feel like people questioning like my power and stuff. I feel like the doubts. I feel it. And so like why not acknowledge the doubts that are in the room? The doubts that are happening when I'm talking. Like then don't come to me for occult advice and don't come to me for marriage advice. Okay. If I'm not the energy in the room, if I'm not the power in the room, if I'm not the smartest person you ever met that gives like amazing advice and is an amazing teacher, then don't come to me for advice. Okay. Don't come to me for fucking marriage counseling. Don't come to me for occult counseling. Don't come to me for fucking levels of the game counseling. You know what I mean? Like stop doubting that I'm God and then coming to me literally in the same day for like advice on like how to like handle this situation in your life or like marketing in your fucking company or whatever. Like you can't have it both ways. Like either I'm the special energy in the room or I'm not. Okay? So obviously I feel the doubts. It's so annoying to me. I mean, where the fuck's my wine? I think that's a doubt. I don't have wine. I don't have my vapes. So I think that's a fucking doubt in the goddamn motherfucking room. And I think I feel it. And it's really annoying to me. So yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to start posting again. Like I thought maybe I would leave it off at the last one because you guys saw my dad drop in and you saw him fly out. And usually when that happens, it's like pretty terrifying. So that's why I was trying to think of like the that's why I was trying to think of the order of events last year, like when everything happened. I think that's why this is really great to have it like all posted on YouTube. So like I can see the exact order of events. Like, okay, so like my dad dropped in like and flew through the screen like October 22nd. Okay, so 10/22. He flew through the screen, right? So like I still haven't gone to the void yet, and I've had a lot of surgeries this year. I have had a lot more surgeries this year than I've had any other year. So it's not like every year is exactly the same or anything, but um, yeah, my eyes look crazy. My eyes look crazy blue. So I had back pain and couldn't think straight yesterday, like really, really bad back pain. So I ended up sleeping like pretty much all through the day. I was like exhausted. I could barely move out of my bed. So that's why I didn't record anything yesterday. I was just completely exhausted. Um, and then I was like, maybe am I not going to record today? And then I was like, what am I going to do if I don't record? Like, I'm so goddamn fucking bored. I'm so fucking bored. It's crazy. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll record, you know? Um, oh yeah, Julian Calabasas, which is Julian Santos, I couldn't remember his last name, was on Jimmy Fallon as a guest, I think yesterday, and I had just mentioned him, I think in my video 2 days ago, and like I was like, that's so fucking weird. Like, how weird is that? That he's like on the talk show, right? Like what? Like that's like my one story of the guy from the Strokes, Julian from the Strokes. Like that's my literal one goddamn fucking story, and then he's on Jimmy Fallon like the next fucking day. Isn't that weird? Oh yeah, and he talked about, well anyway, I have the downloads here. He did talk about a download that he had, but it seems like he's half-assed giving it to me again, which is really fun. Alyssa, we are so used to half-assed men. That was Drew Barrymore. Please continue to tell us how romantic men are to you. Yeah, and I can feel like the jealousy seething in her as like she says that, but she's also like trying to remember that it's like the one molecule and like if you treat the one molecule correctly, like that's the kind of romance you'll get. Like, I mean, it's just amazing how fucking stupid Earth women are. You just like you guys got to stop being so stupid. What else did Kuba do that was romantic for me? Let me think. Now that he sent me this text. Okay, so there's these bike locks in London that are shaped like a heart, and he took a picture with his phone of him like next to the heart, the bike stand that was shaped like a heart. And it was like a really cute picture of him like that with the bike stand. And then in the WhatsApp he said something like, "My life is complete shit without you." And I thought that was like the sweetest thing ever. What else did Kuba do for me? Um, we just would like I think I did talk about like me doing his laundry and like I mean that's not a romantic thing Kuba's doing for me when I'm doing his laundry, but like it was like really fun and sweet and playful like with me doing his laundry, which is like a really weird thing to say. But like that was like really eventful for us like cuz I didn't know how to use his washer and dryer and his flat and he had to like coach me and we were like so excited that I got it right. He obviously he took me to a castle. He took me to a castle for Christmas in Poland, and that's probably when he started to go crazy because he took me to the castle or a castle, and it's called Zamek in Polish. It's called Zamek. And we ate pierogies and drank beer there, and he ate a lot of beef tartare, which is basically raw beef. And he ate so much raw beef that he got sick. I think I might have told this story before. But like we went out partying in Poland. And what else did we do? We went to the Holocaust remembrance place in the city that he grew up in Poland because I told him my Holocaust story, my Jewish Holocaust story. So we went to check it out. Oh, he bought me mead. He bought me mead for Christmas. He also bought me a really horrible gift. He bought me these like mugs shaped like dollar store fucking mugs shaped like Santa Claus's feet. And like that was like one of my Christmas presents. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, why would you even get that for me? Like, what the fuck even is that? Like, what were you thinking? And I was like, no, you need to buy me a piece of jewelry. So he wasn't like all roses or all like intelligent and stuff. He was still stupid sometimes, but I told him I was like I want a piece of jewelry, and he took me to. And he like called me one day, and he's like, "Come meet me for lunch come meet me for lunch at work." It's like okay, so I went to meet him for lunch, and then after lunch, he was like surprised, and he took me to this jewelry store like right down the street, and he was like, "No, you get to pick something out," and so like he listened and he got something for me there. He let me pick it out. He's like, I don't know what you like. I know you like gold, but I wanted you to pick it out. So he's a very good listener. So I guess that's romantic because, like, you guys have like the worst like dating luck ever and you keep wondering why. And it's because I already told you why, because you're idiots. Okay. So There you go. There's some more romantic stories for you guys. I'm just gonna do, let me see. I'm just gonna do my negative walk-in. Will take away all the children in Burlington and then the USA. Okay, so back to like, you guys just want to like hear like my romance stories with like Tom Hardy's precursor and stuff like that. And like, you guys need to take this shit seriously, okay? Like, you're distracting yourself with like my romance stories, okay, guys? And they are my romance stories. Alex Earl, you freaking stupid fake princess. Okay, so we are folding the sweet parents so we can move on from having kids. Those are the only ones that need folding at this point. Um, the ancient Atlantean parents don't need folding anymore. They've been folded all fucking year and they can't get a goddamn clue still. So we just have to fold the Adams and the Lysses of the group. And we should be good to go. Last night I was on a huge cruise, which was a spaceship. If you listen to Rion de Rowan, his show is Unite the Collective on YouTube. So you can just Google Unite the Collective in the search bar on YouTube and his show will come up and he talks about that. Or like I was on a cruise ship last night. Like it was actually like a big ass cruise ship. And that's actually a spaceship. It's a dumbed down version of a motherfucking goddamn cruiser in outer space, okay? There was two groups on the cruise ship, the Atlanteans and the Sweet group. And I clearly was in the Sweet group, but I was intermixing with the Atlantean group. Like, they were all around me, so I was seeing what they were doing as well. I saw scenes from the Atlantean group, and I was taking care of baby Zachary. Zachary's one of my cousins, and so I was taking care of baby Zachary. I was like his mom on the cruiser. And John Cena, that's the John Cena group, but the John Cena group just went through a deletion, so I'm like sort of raising Zach. I'm sort of raising that group again, and that group is Zachary. Um, the Atlantean group children are very unhappy because there's not really two groups. There's really only one group, and it is the Sweet group. They were very scared and very unhappy. The children in the Atlantean group were very scared and very unhappy, okay? There was a pool and a lever. So there was like this like cylinder pool, okay? And it was like really deep. And there was like a ladder and a lever right here, right? And so there's all these people in this pool and the kid was like, "Let me show you how this works." And I guess he put the lever up to turn it on. And the pool was full of water and it was very, very deep. And then when he turned it on, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the pool would empty and it would just be like this much water, like a very shallow amount of water in the bottom, like almost to the point where like you could break your legs or something like that when the water would recede. And then out of nowhere, it would go back up and you would feel floaty and like happy and light, right? And then it would drop again. And it just kept doing that over and over and over, this pool with this water. And it was terrifying to me to look at that. And the kids were like, I mean, there was a lot of people in there and they were all having different reactions. And it was definitely done to delete people, this pool. Then there was people stuck underwater, people hid in a boat to breathe. So now when you turn a boat when you turn a boat upside down, there's like a little area to breathe. So there was like people around the boat that could breathe underwater, and they were like taking care of the people under the boat that needed air to breathe until rescue came. And eventually rescue did come, and it was like a bunch of giants, and the giants were like, holy shit, like that's not good. And like they would reach in and like they were like grabbing the people out, and they grabbed the people who couldn't breathe underwater first. And then they rescued the people who could breathe underwater. I'm gonna be really upset if this doesn't save because of stupid space, because my fucking computer's supposed to tell me when it runs out of space. So there's a dragon looking for, so the problem is the people underneath the water, and there was something like people underneath the water are people in hell, and they're people in goo. And so it's like all sort of related and like interrelated. And my dragon dad was in the water, extremely angry and extremely fast, looking for the people that could breathe underwater that were the problem. So it's not the people that can't breathe underwater that are the problem, it's the people that can breathe underwater. And he's searching for, not everyone that can breathe underwater is the problem. Basically people that can like handle being in hell. But there's certain people that can handle being in hell that are the problem, and that's what my gigantic dragon father is looking for right now. And if he doesn't find them in time, I'll probably have to go back to the void and reset the game.